From KTVU Fox 2 News, another California county declares racism a public health crisis. And we know that quite literally everything is racism. And in fact, they rerun this particular story every couple months. And especially since Rona, they feel like they can genuinely get away with everything. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because the algorithm is a beast. It will cost you nothing, but it will help me a lot. If you want to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, go ahead and buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. And we know now, we remember when the handsome young lady in an army suit came out and told us that the air was racist.
Hello, I'm Admiral Rachel Levine. This Black History Month, I'm pleased to partner with OMH in advancing better health through better understanding for Black communities. Climate change is having a disproportionate effect on the physical and mental health of Black communities.
There was even a clip that went viral a handful of years ago about how a microwave was racist.
Okay, everybody thinks I'm going crazy, but I'm not going crazy. Listen, look at this. This is the microwave that's in the condo that I just bought at 510 Elkhart. This is what the microwave says when the
food is done, nigga. Take the shit out of the microwave.
Did you hear what it said? It said, your food is done, nigger. Take your S-H-I-T, which is shit, out of the microwave. This is what I've been putting up with at this property. I have called the property people, and now I have sent them a letter. They're supposed to be sending someone out here today. But this is what was programmed in my microwave when I got here. Once again, listen.
Your food is done, nigga. Take the shit out of the microwave.
At one point in time, there was like a trend where you could just type in anything in the word racism and something would pop up, because there's just no end in sight. And I guess this is their way. This is one of their ways to just maintain control. But I do think on the plus side, it is going by the wayside, which I have said several times. But they say racism is a public health crisis. That was the resolution passed Tuesday by the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors, which joined dozens of other California jurisdictions and hundreds nationwide in declaring racism responsible for disparities in access to health care and worse health outcomes for Black and other underrepresented Americans compared to white Americans. And this is another piece of the puzzle, right? They've told us in not so many words that, well, Black people are stupid. I'm an awful.
The affluent white female liberals in the Democrat Party.
I'm a white libtard. I'm here to save you. The resolution also outlines steps to take to combat the crisis. It comes roughly 4 years after Rona brought to light multiple health disparities in the United States across the Bay Area, and nearly 4 years to the day of the killing of Breonna Taylor. So it absolutely means nothing. And to their point about health disparities, I remember in 2020, early on in the pandemic, they put a Rona testing facility in Flatbush, Brooklyn, in the hood, a largely African-American community, but you had to have a car and you had to make an appointment. So you had to call the number, they would call you back, they would give you an appointment, and then you had to take a car to get there, to get a giant Q-tip shoved up your nose by a junior college student. So it was all completely fake. And I actually saw, anybody who's followed my Instagram, which you should follow, for many years, would see that I was hounding them. We became kind of frenemies. But at one point in time, they told a guy on a scooter that he had to get a car and he should call an Uber. So think about that. And another point in time, the virus employees, as I called them, said that they were closed for the day because of thunder and lightning. What's up, guys? Afternoon. No virus in the rain? No virus in the rain? Y'all closed because of the rain? What's up? It's too dangerous? Oh, well, what about the virus, though? So in that split second, they admitted they were more scared of being struck by lightning than the virus. And the very first day, I remember this like it was yesterday, but the very first day of the Rona testing facility, which was littered with brand new traffic cones and some weird money laundering scheme, but they said, oh, well, we can't do it today because it's too windy, right? I mean, you had NYPD, you had state troopers, you had all the virus employees, and nobody there could figure out how to secure a tent because it was too windy. I mean, it was windy, but it wasn't that bad. I've played golf in worse weather. So now, I mean, look, this is a whole bunch of nothing. Look at all this. Oh, Latinos, oh, we're gonna save the people, even though we can clearly see it. And I guess this is them trying to counteract the idea that, you know, blacks and notoriously Latinx people are straying away from the Democratic Party. And here is a Google search for public health racism. Of course, the story I just showed. Another California county declares racism a public health crisis. 50 years after being outlawed, redlining still drives neighborhood health inequalities. Right, so that's 2024, 2023. How Bay Area public health schools are changing in the wake of the Rona pandemic. Sonoma County unanimously declares racism a public health crisis, and these are things that you just can't be against, right? Oh, you just want people to die. It's always life and death. Health advisory issued for participants of Tough Mudder. Okay, I don't know. That's something completely different. I don't know how that got in there. Who's dying now? Here's how recent Rona deaths compare to the early months of the pandemic. So that's a little bit different also. But they just want you to know that if you don't obey, if you don't do what they say, somebody's going to die. Advocates work to end race-related disparity in healthcare for pregnant black patients. Hundreds involved in... Okay, that's the same Tough Mudder story. How structural racism affects black Americans' health. Statistics show the U.S. healthcare system is failing black babies and their families, as new Oakland clinic wants to change that. So these are all from the past couple years. And it's hilarious how you don't want to talk about how, we're going to make sure that you are ready, willing, and able. Well, we, as the doctorbs.
Call 1-600-DOCTORB. The B is for bargain.
The medical establishment are, of course, ready to bend the baby at the drop of a hat. But so these people, and the point has been made several times over, you would be angry. You would even advocate for jail time for a pregnant and expecting mother, a birthing person who starts taking dope and meth and fentanyl. That would not be okay because of what could happen to the baby. But if you decide that, you know what, I just don't want it, so I'm going to bin it at 8 months, that's okay. It's completely ridiculous. And so while these people are claiming that racism is a public health crisis because they know they can get away with anything just by saying it's life and death, but they're going extreme. They're getting extreme because they know it's not working anymore. So rather than back off and say, all right, we'll come up with a new plan, they're just going to double, triple, quadruple down in hopes that, I mean, you're not changing any minds, right? You might have a couple people who already believe this and they're going to stick with it either way, but you're not going to get anybody who says, you know what, I didn't believe you, but now after the 87th article, healthcare is racist. And here's the best part. From the Independent Journal Review, New York City mayor defends Hochul after saying black kids do not know the word computer. So it's a public health crisis. Everything is racist. It is all a problem. But when one of their own gets called out for committing, to put it nicely, the soft bigotry of low expectations, oh, it's just not a big deal. Not her, right? I mean, structural racism, Bo Jiden has been part of the structure, quite literally helped build the structure for the past 50 years, but he's not a problem. Scumbag, greaseball, bang your wife, Governor Gavin Newsom, he's not a problem. His wife, who he stepped out on, and they had 4 kids, even though they both love abortion, that's not a problem. Just ignore that. And now here you have a black man, Eric Adams, mayor of New York, who is completely compromised. I mean, I guess he's a tiny bit better than de Blasio, but it's all a complete scam. He says, well, no, I'm not the word police. I'm not going to, I'm not going to condemn Kathy Hochul because, her heart was in the right place.
Listen, I am not the word police. I know the governor's heart. And, when you make thousands of speeches, when you're in front of the cameras all the time, when you're trying to be authentic, and say the things that you're really feeling. One can sit back and do a critical analysis of every sentence you say and say, oh, you didn't say it this way, that way. I know her heart. I know what she was intended to say. And
oh, yeah, I know her heart was in the right place. We can't analyze every single word she says. Meanwhile, he's also getting ready for, Rikers Island is going to be ready for Donald Trump because they're going to put him in jail because they don't like him.
She was not trying to be disrespectful to the people of the Bronx. And I thank her for what she's doing and how she's highlighting, the issues of technology. We need to have it throughout our entire city, and she has been a real partner. And so those who want to be the word police in this business, you go right ahead. The people of the Bronx knew where her heart was.
You are quite literally the word police, right? Remember when Comrade Wilhelm, Bill de Blasio, decided that it was illegal to say the word illegal alien? You remember when you kept calling these people asylum seekers, right? I mean, you are manipulating language at every possible turn. But when one of your own does it, it's just not that big of a deal, right? I mean, how is anybody continuing to take these people serious? And that's why I've said a million times that this 2024 election season will only come down to whether or not voting is real. We all remember Trump at the bodega, Trump at Chick-fil-A, the 80,000 person rally in New Jersey.
They tried to count me out. I like that. We just hit a number one. We right back.
We all remember that when Joe Biden goes to Sheetz and then says that they're racist for not hiring criminals. And then he goes to a coffee shop and a dozen people show up, some weird neckbeards. The Twitter trend of, the fat, chubby people who are going to vote for Joe Biden versus the hotties that say they're going to vote for Trump. I mean, this is quite literally beyond parody. So when they say they're going to solve racism and it's a public health crisis, well, it's obviously impossible. That is a dragon that you will never catch. Sure, there's going to be some racist people. Are you going to take them out? Are you going to put them in jail? You're going to put them in the gulag? It doesn't make any sense. But what they really mean is obviously they're going to solve the problem of the people who are not buying our definition of the word racism. But this is what they have to do. Call anybody who's not part of the regime a racist, basically turn them into a criminal. They threw Rona out the window so they could do George Floyd stuff. Then they rolled it up into one giant, disgusting corruption burrito. And they had to make it so extreme that you would forget about the hysteria they foisted on you with Rona, right? I mean, it was life and death. Every single thing was life and death. If you left the house without a mask, if you didn't get the shot, you were going to die. But don't worry, this is actually scarier than that.